You know, all in all, I am quite proud of this world so far. I quite like this house. It's, well, it isn't perfect, but it is kind of based on an old design that's sort of been changed up for this, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out all in all. I like these paths too. Considering I really didn't like how they started, and then I kind of came up with an idea halfway through changing them, and suddenly like, oh, this is just perfect. I think the docks came out well too. I didn't expect to say that. I was expecting to sort of not like the docks. I was expecting once I left the house to have issues with how things got built and what they look like, but no, docks are good. And I like this little fishing platform too. It's nothing, you know, super special. It's nothing, you know, amazing, but it suits the world, and I think it looks good. So I like the interiors, and I like everything I've done. So, what now? Well, interestingly, it's going to be something a bit different. It's going to be something which I call a farming tower, and which will probably not make a lot of sense right now, because I'm sure people have done these designs before, but I'll be honest, I've not seen them. So if they have, they're not a super common design, and it's going to be built somewhere around here, and it's based on something I built on an old world. And the world itself ended up being no good, and I don't really read it with the world that's the predecessor to this one. I'm not going to pull a lot from that world because that world wasn't great, but there were some exceptions. There were some things about that world that were really good, and the farming tower is one of them. So we are going to bring that over. We're going to put that somewhere here. I was originally going to put it right at the end, but I think I might put it more here. Just have the pathway come up to it. Not sure what I'm going to do beyond that though. Maybe something in the hills. Maybe some kind of mine. Probably some kind of mine, if we're being honest. But I really don't know. All I do know is let's get started. So that looks a little bit different, doesn't it? Although it looks a bit better when we look up. So basically this is not finished yet, in case that is not readily apparent. You can see if we look up here, there's definitely a start to it, but a lot of this is still the shell. It was always going to be a big project. I knew it was going to be a big one from the get-go, and the one episode would not be enough to get it. So let's start from the beginning. First of all, I worked here. I also, as you notice here, there's actually some elevation in the pathway. We've not done that, we've just flattened everything, but with this I kind of wanted to keep the elevation. I do generally want to keep some elevation because I want it to look natural, and it doesn't look natural if everything is as flat as the pancake. Even major modern cities are not flat as the pancake. And then we built this, and what we built, or how we started building it, was we built this massive shell, and then we started from the top and worked our way down. Now, that sounds a bit confusing, but let me explain my logic behind it. It's because the water starts from the top and keeps working its way down. So that's how we're doing it. See, this is going to have some trees and flowers and plants at some point, but I just wanted to start it. I wanted to have something where we have a pool of water and kind of start working the water down. You can see water comes down through here and feed out of these into this first set of, well, I guess irrigation, which comes out here to this massive wheat farm that surrounds the area, and then you can see that drips off here into the second set, which is our potato farm, and you can see the irrigation goes around here and then down to the third set, which is our carrot farm. Once again it goes around. You can also see I've built pathways, so you can see we can get to sort of, well, how it will eventually work is that you can use the pathway to get to every single level, and it will start all the way down here at the very bottom, and you'll be able to literally walk your way up every single level. That's the goal anyway. It's not done this time, obviously. It may not be done next time. I'm hoping it'll be done the time after, but honestly, who knows? Something like this will just take as long as it takes. That being said, I'm really proud of how this looks. I mean, if you actually come up here and look put down. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, isn't it? I'm quite a fan of that. So, yeah, that's what we've done this time. Like I said, there'll be a lot more to show in the future, but obviously not quite yet. Next time we will continue though. Hopefully by the end of next time we'll have a lot more to show. Anyway, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. My name has been Evolved Pixel, and I will see you very, very soon.